My name is Costa. I work for the Wayne Board of Ed, electrician. We're going to be hooking up a kiln pretty soon for making pottery. And what we're going to do is power up the kiln, this panel here. We have breakers installed already, and we do have a few spares in here. The contractor who did this, when they finished, they actually left some spares for us. So this is going to be the panel where we come at it. And over here to my right is where we're going to put a transformer. The kiln runs on 208 3-phase. This panel is not 208, it's 480 volts. So in order to power up the kiln, we have to drop the voltage a little bit. We do that by means of a transformer. And I calculated out, we're going to need about a 15 kVA transformer, which is going to pump out about close to 50 amps. Offhand, I don't know, I'd have to look at the book. But I did research it, and that's what we're going to need, a 15 kVA transformer. And we're going to feed it with a 30 amp breaker. 30 amp breaker is what we're going to need. Again, code-wise, I looked it up. If we go above a certain percentage on the primary, we have to breaker both the secondary side of the transformer also. In order for me not to have to breaker the secondary side of the transformer, I would have to actually put a 25 amp breaker in here. These breakers here are very expensive. It's a 480 volt breaker, and I think this here is probably like close to $300-400 for this breaker. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the 30 amp breaker, but then I have to breaker down the secondary side of the transformer according to the code, which is going to be cheaper to do it that way rather than buy a brand new 25 amp breaker. The secondary is only going to cost about $150 for a disconnect. So I'd rather put the disconnect up rather than change the breaker and spend $400 for a breaker. But I just want to show you where the transformer is going to go. We have some transformers here already. The power of the panels over here. So I'm just going to take the camera and show you. And then we're going to go to the art room, and I'm going to show you where the kiln is going to be placed. And here is where we're going to install the transformer. Now you see, be right to the right of that, which means this stuff's going to have to get moved out of the way. And this bulletin board, unfortunately, is going to have to be taken down too. And from there, we're going to pipe up into the drop ceiling, and we're going to go across into the art room. I'm going to shut the camera off now, and I'm going to take it to the art room, show you where the kiln is going to be installed. Okay, you're now here in the art room, and what we're going to do is the kiln is going to be placed right in this area over here. Give you kind of, that's about it. So again, we'll come into the drop ceiling. I'm going to use BX cable, and we're going to come through the ceiling here, and we're going to get up beside the drop ceiling and tie it up nicely how it's supposed to be. And then we're going to come down with some hard pipe on the wall, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put a disconnect here or not. By code, if I put a receptacle, that is your disconnect. I don't really need to have a receptacle, but I may. I'm not sure what I want to do on that yet. A little more. Okay, we're up on a roof now at Fallon, and the roofer just installed the flange for the kiln. He tarred it down. He pulled the stone back, like you're supposed to do. Some other people didn't do that on other projects, but the right way to do it is to pull the stone back, put the flashing down, the tar, and then put a mat down after that. We sealed it all up. The cap's going to go on the top of this, and that's what it's going to look like. Once the cap's going to go on top of there, he put tar paper all around. There's going to be no leakage on this at all. It's the right way to do it. And I showed you some video of the ductwork, the kiln going up. Forrest and Mike gave me a hand with it. Forrest did the ductwork, and Mike did the tarring on the roof. I'll take it back over later on and show you pretty much the finished product over there. I've got to make a few splices in the ceiling. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to pipe in 1/2 inch EMT from this 40 volt panel, and we're going to feed the transformer. The transformer is down here on my right, which I'll show you a little later on. But we're going to take this cover off. We're going to pipe up out of here. I don't know if you can see the camera, but we've got to come up out of here across the ceiling. We're going to come down for the transformer. So I'm going to put the cover off. Maybe I'll leave the camera running for a little bit. Just going to take this cover off. Okay, we have some wires going out already, which feeds the other transformers here, which converts it down to 110, 120, 208. So what I'm going to do is knock a hole in here, and we're going to come across. I'm not going to keep the camera on all the time. What I'll do is I'll get set up a little bit, and I'll show you the piping later on. But I will stand back, I'll bring the camera and show you where the pipe's going to be run. Just grab the camera. Okay, again, here's the wires that go up, and what they do is they feed two transformers over here, okay, which in turn feeds these panels over here. And what we're going to do is come up with a 1/2 inch conduit right up in here, come out, and we're going to follow right along the wall line, and we're going to come down, and here's a transformer that I installed the other day. It's only a 15 kVA, which is about 50 amps, and we're going to come down right there in between the two transformers with 1/2 inch conduit, and that's going to be our line side that feeds the transformer. Okay, straight up transformer. Then we're coming out. I piped the other day over this pipe, which goes to our disconnect, and out of here, this is our secondary out of the transformer, which is our 208 volts, which is going to feed the kiln. We're going to go straight up, and I have a wire in the ceiling that's going to come down into there. We're going to put it in pipe. Okay, so let me get set up a little bit more. Yeah, we got to wire the transformer here, primary and secondary side of the transformer. But let me get set up a little bit more, and I'll film a little bit more. Okay, I'm back here at Fallon, and I just want to show you the wires for the transformer that we got hooked up. I have the secondary side in here, and we color-coded the wires. Okay, here's our line side up here, which is being fed from the transformer down here, which will give us our 208. And yesterday I installed the primary side, which goes over to the panel, and it's going to be hooked up on this 30 amp breaker right here. Okay, it's off right now. The wires are not hooked up on the breaker yet. That'll be the very last thing that we do. Today I have to finish piping this 3/4 inch pipe up to the ceiling and attach the wire that goes to the art room for the kiln. We also have to hook up a ground wire. Basically what we're going to do is tap off this ground right here. As you can see, we're going to tap off with a bug, and we're going to come in and feed this transformer somewhere over here. 1/2 inch knockout, go in there, and we have to ground it to this ground lug right here. That's to keep the voltage stable so it doesn't fluctuate. The transformer has to have a ground in it. Okay.